guys. I hope you guys hear me clearly. I'm gonna go to the IRS website. Okay. So guys, the purpose of this recording is for you to get your PTIN. PTIN, PTIN, everybody call it different. Sometimes I said PTIN, sometimes I said PTIN. Okay, so it doesn't matter how you say it, it's the same thing. So when we get to the IRS website, we're gonna go to tax pros. And we're gonna go to the PTIN system. If you don't have an account yet, you need to create one. But if you already have an account, you need to log in. So that's what I'm doing right now. Logged in. I'm putting my email. And this email is created for the sole purpose of this class. And I'm gonna put my password. And it's gonna send me a code. So I'm gonna go to this email right here and wait for my new code. This is my new code. As you can see, I was in the account before. That's why I have two codes. So the second one, which is another time, is accurate. So I copy it and paste it and logged in. So guys, after you create your account, it's gonna send you to the PTIN system. Now, they told you welcome. And what would you like to do today? So we're gonna go for register for a PTIN. Register for a PTIN. So I was already here, so I am gonna show you guys again. So this is the name, Don Joe. Name, first name, last name, and date of birth. And this is the Social Security. The Social Security is 730-20-1811. So it match. So guys, when you get to this part, you put down your will name, your will last name, and your will date of birth. Guys, remember that this Social Security that I just entered, the IRS system isn't recognizing. So you need to put your real Social Security in this section and your phone number so that the IRS can verify you. So we click next. And then they're gonna ask you for the tax year. So when we push that button, it gives us for the point tax year. The 2021 is the most recent one. And 2020, 2019, 2018. You can choose either one of them if you didn't if you didn't file 2020 tax return. And this is the filing status. Guys, we have multiple filing status. We have single. Single is when you're not married, you don't have any kid. This is single. Remember, don't mistake them together. Now, we have married filing jointly. This is when you married your husband or your wife, you guys file married filing jointly. So we also have marriage filing separate. So we know you already married, but if you married and you have a kid, or you don't have a kid, I'm gonna get to the kid part in the next one. If you are married and you don't have any kid in the marriage for the past 2 years, and this year you still don't have a kid, but you decided to file separate from your husband or from your wife, you're gonna have to file, each of you gonna have to file marriage filing separate. You're still gonna have to put the information of your spouse down on your tax return, like his name, his social security, and his date of birth. You still need them, except you filing separate. Okay? Okay, head of household. A lot of us is head of household. I file head of household. Even my husband files separate because I have 2 kids and I decided to file tax with those 2 kids. So I become a head of household. If you're single, but you have 2 dependent, 1 dependent, 3, up to 4 dependent, you're not single anymore, you head of household. So qualifying widower with child. To fall in this category of the qualifying widower, your spouse have to be dead by December 31st. Now you become a qualified widower. But if you have dependent, you have kid, you don't fall in the qualified widower, even if it said qualified widower with dependent child, you're gonna fall into head of household status. Remember that. Now we have the tax address. So we have an address. This address I already put down is 125 Park Street Avenue in Florida. Well, Florida, and the zip code is 00311. But you need to remember that address is not on the system. This is an address that I use for the purpose of this course. So you're not in the system. Donjo is not on the system. There is no donjo. No donjo. The address isn't real. The phone number, the social isn't real. So when I go to the next page, it's gonna say that they can't verify my identity. So guys, put your will information down. You're gonna need it to set up your software. Without the PTIN, you can't have a software. Remember that. Even if you like get a back office from somebody, you still can't get it because you're gonna need the PTIN. So confirm my identity. So I'm gonna go there. And voila, we were unable to verify your identity. This is the first warning. After 3 fail, I'm gonna have to wait for 24 hours before attempting again. So we don't need that. So guys, make sure you look your tax form. When you file a tax, the tax preparer give you your copy of your tax. This is a must have. So when you have you look in your tax, how your name is down, because sometimes tax preparer make mistake on your name. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, because sometimes when you file your tax, you don't get that tax. It's because there is an error in your name. But sometimes the tax preparer make a mistake by changing one of the letters in your name, and this one is a blessing from these guys, because you could have ended up owed IRS some money because they changed one letter from your name, and God bless you, you get that money. So you end up, it is a blessing in disguise. But we don't need that. We don't need any mistake. That's why you put your information. You look at your tax form. You put your name down good. You put your social security, your date of birth, addresses, filing status, and the tax year. Put them down correctly, guys. So we have to skip that unable to verify this identity. Okay? We don't need that. We need, when we put the information, they told us to file the application, because when you're filing the application, it's like 1 or 2 minutes. They're gonna ask you for who is applying for the PTIN. So I'm an individual, because I'm not a business. I'm an individual, which is me. They're gonna ask me again for my social security. And then they're gonna ask you for a business number. They're gonna ask you if you preparing if you applying for the PTIN due to file taxes to get paid, because we all gonna be a tax preparer filing taxes to get compensated. Okay, when you file your tax, you charge a minimum amount you want, and then you get compensated for it. That's how you get paid. Because I remember in 2014, somebody told me that when a tax preparer are filing taxes, the IRS send them a bonus check by the end of the tax season. So in 2016 to 2017, when I become a tax preparer, I waited for 3 months for that check to come, and that checks never come. So the IRS don't pay you a bonus at the end of the tax year. You compensate by charging your client for a tax, for a fees. If that person make $3,000 for the tax year, and then you charge them $400, so they get $1,600 go to the account, and you get paid $400. Remember that. That's why you need that PTIN, so that you can get your software and get compensated when you do a tax. Remember that, guys. I'm gonna leave you with this video. Once you get your PTIN, call me right away so that I can set up the software, because the last part of the course is coming. You need that software so that you can do the practice. Without that software, you can do the practice. You need to get familiar with the software so that when the season comes, you do it. We make mistake. You're gonna have to make mistake, because that's how you're gonna learn. You make mistake, and you learn from that mistake, and you prevent to make another mistake next time. So don't scare, guys, to make mistake. We fail, but we don't stay a failure. We get our butt from the chair and we do it again. If you make a mistake, do it again. If you have to do it 10 times, do it 10 times. If you have to do it 20 times before you get it, guys, do it 20 times until you're sure that you get it right. Do it again and do it. I don't care if you have to do it 100 times. Do it, because the more you do it, the more you learn. So remember, guys, do not be scared because you're gonna make a mistake. You have to make a mistake so that you can learn, because nobody is perfect. The only perfect person is Jesus. We all know that. So if you don't make any mistake, God bless you. But if you made a mistake, learn from it. And when you learn from it, everything goes swiftly and smoothly. So guys, I'm gonna leave you with this video now. Remember, get the PTIN, call me to set up your software. Okay? Have a nice day. Goodbye.